What's up, everybody, and welcome to our very first episode of the Wonder Picks, inspired by my good friend John Radar. I appreciate you, John. And we're going to dive into a series of the top 5 picks that I would choose. Not necessarily something I'm asking you to invest in or buy, just things I like, things that I either will or have bought already, and I just think they're really cool. So let's dive in to the first episode. Here, we're looking now today at some raw cards. This is the Giovanni's Charisma out of 151. This is an absolutely beautiful card. If you look at this card in person, the texture, the artwork, Giovanni's sitting on the couch with the Persian, I don't think there's many of you that will tell me you don't want to own this card, at least one copy, when you hold it in person. It is a beauty. Now, you add into the fact that we have a Team Rocket set coming up here in 2025, and I think this card will do very well, and it's just a great piece to have in your collection. Jumping in to number 2, we're going to dive into the stained glass birds. Now, for those of you that are new to the hobby, this is a promo card that only came in the Hidden Fates ETB. Now, we have not had many, or actually, this is the only stained glass promo we've ever had, and I don't know if we're going to get another one like it, but it is a piece of work. Once again, holding this card in person really changes the perspective. This does not give it justice. Now, this card has been rising in popularity and growing here recently, so even with the spike, it's about 56, maybe $60 at the end of the day. But it is a beautiful card. And if you don't have one in your collection, they're not going to be printing this card ever again. It's Sun and Moon, so we're basically way out of rotation. There's nothing here that's playable. I think we're looking at probably the last rounds of Sun and Moon products coming out. Now, I know there were still a few trickles coming out of distribution, even in 2024 for Hidden Fates, but I'm pretty sure we're about to have that dried up with maybe a few sprinkles here and there. So this is a beautiful card. It's got the legendary birds in it. I honestly wish it had a little bit of Lugia in the background, but that's my Lugia bias. But other than that, it is a stunning card. One to definitely add to your collection because it's probably going to do nothing but probably go up from here. The next card we're going to look at is a Sleeping Beauty. This is the Mew from the Crown Zenith set. This is the last set from Sword and Shield, and it's probably one of my favorite sets. I think it will go down in history as one of the best sets ever made. Now, I will preface that by saying it's also the last yellow border set to ever be created. They may do a throwback, they may give us some old kind of vintage type feel in the future. However, for now, we're all silver borders and Scarlet and Violet. I don't see them turning back. You combine the last yellow border set, the last set from Sword and Shield. It is a Mew. It is one of the Galarian Gallery cards. I don't know if you can get much better than that. Now, I will say that Mew probably isn't as prominent as it could be here. So you have a bunch of other Pokemon around Mew watching Mew sleep, but I kind of like it. Usually like a Mew card will have Mew front and center, really in the focus, but this one has a lot of other character to the card itself. I really like it a lot. I think it's going to be one that will continue to see a lot of popularity in the future, and who doesn't love a good Mew? Pick this one up below $10 if you can, before it also goes up. Now, the next card may come at a bit of a surprise. You may say, why do you have Cerulege here? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Well, you have to take into account there is a new anime in the Pokemon space. Horizons has brought a brand new plethora of new Pokemons, new perspective. I still miss Ash and Pikachu. But regardless, they give the new generation a whole new idea of what it is around Pokemon. Now, one of the key bad characters, if you will, the bad guys, is Cerulege. Now, Cerulege, I think, will be one of those characters that we're going to see become more and more prominent. It has been a star character in the first 3 seasons of the Horizons episodes, and I think it's only going to grow from there. They're working on Terraform and so many other things for this Pokemon, and I think we're going to see more of that in the future. It is a little pricier than many of the cards we looked at so far. It is about $40 for this card, but it also is a illustration rare. It's really cool looking. I do like it. I've held it in person. I think I own one copy myself. It's a pretty cool card. Now, you may want to wait for this price to drop a little bit, but I will say it's in the Surging Sparks set. We may not see that happen until the reprint of Surging Sparks, which I do think we'll get here in 2025. So if you can catch this at the dip at a Surging Sparks reprint, try to pick up a couple of Cerulages for yourself. I think it's going to be a really cool card, and I think the character is probably going to grow on you like it did on me. Last but not least, we're going to go back to one of the fan favorites, and it's going to be Pikachu. Now, it's not only Pikachu that we're looking at here. What we're looking at is the only secret rare card that existed, again, in the Crown Zenith set. Crown Zenith is one of those sets that is still very, I would say, in the minds of many at the moment because it's still available. We just had some Sky and Sea boxes come out in our local Costco, Sam's Club areas, and there's a ton of packs out there. This card is the only secret rare in that set. So all the other special artworks typically are going to fall into that Galarian Gallery arena, which is a subset of Crown Zenith. And this is actually the only card in the actual set of Crown Zenith itself. Now this card is also fully textured, and in my mind, this is a throwback to everything that happened in Sword and Shield. You have Zacian, Zamazenta, you have Inteleon, you have Zoroark, which by the way is coming back in the Partners Pokemon here in 2025, Urshifu, and so many more in this card, all featured in a way that shows this is what Sword and Shield was about. I can't think of another card that has been created thus far that showcases a key set of characters from Sword and Shield, as well as Pikachu. So in my mind, this card is gonna be one that goes down in the history books. I love this card. It's in my personal Pikachu collection. I am also a character collector as well. And we did see a dip here. It dropped to about $18, and it was up as high as $20. I don't think this will go up too fast, but if you don't have one in your collection, try to get it while it's below 20 bucks. It's a really cool card, and I bet you'll be glad that you did once you have it. All right, everybody, that was our first Wonder Pick session of the week. We're gonna be doing this every week, and we're gonna be picking out at least 5 items that we like that we're gonna share with all of you and why we like them. And if you have any of your own picks that you want to share with us down below in the comments, please do so. I would love to hear what you guys like, what you think is really cool, what just came out that maybe I haven't seen yet. As always, I appreciate your time, support, and attention. I wish you an amazing day and week ahead. I look forward to seeing all of you on the next one.